Yeah, we are live. So, welcome to a Tuesday night. Got a thumper then. Welcome to a Tuesday night, and we are Simply Spooky working through the Things Network this evening, broadcasting loud and clear. Even though I can see that there's gone up to 5. We went from 0 to 5 in no time. That is good. I just want to say hello to Malt. Howdy doody, Malt. I hope you're doing well.
Wow.
And Irene, howdy doody, Irene. I hope you're doing well.
Hey, Irene.
Good evening, young Sarah. Hope you're doing good.
Hello, Sarah.
Good evening, young Cliff. Hope you're doing good.
Hey, Cliff.
Good evening, Sir Robert. Hope you're doing good. And
hey,
good evening, George, sir.
Hey,
I hope you're doing good. Excellent. So that's brilliant. That's a nice thing to come on to. Straight away, off the bat, 6 people. Oh, we've got one miserable face. Who's got the miserable face? Come on. Don't lie to me. Who put the miserable face up there? We're going to turn that frown upside down. And it's young William. Hiya, Rita. Young Rita. And young William. Hello, everybody. Welcome, one and all. So this evening, as you can see by the, well, it's written up there, the Spooky Show discuss research. What is it? Now, obviously, we come at it from different angles and different perspectives. So we know what we do for research, or what we think we do for research, although I'm not sure how effective my research has been over the years. But we want to find out exactly what you do for research, how you go about it, what sort of things you do, because you never know. Well, we do know that this is all about communication and learning from each other. So that's really what we do. I want to say hello there to young Nicola. Hello, young Nicola Smith. Good to have you on board. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I want to go around the board before we start, and I want to find out how everybody's been and if they've had a good week. Hello, Eric. How have you been, and have you had a good week, sir?
Yeah, I've had a good week.
Have you done anything? Go on.
I haven't done anything spectacular, but I've been screwing around on my computer trying to learn it.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. That's more than I've done. Yeah, I was going to say, when you find out, can you teach me? So I know that you had something exciting that went on last week now, but it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, the day before, and that was a show that you did with Viv.
Yes.
And Mr. Mark Manley, I believe, was on that as well.
Yes, he was. It was fun.
Excellent. Wonderful. So we know that you've had a good week. And how is Rita, sir? Is she doing well?
Yes, she's doing okay. She's hard for her to get around, but she's doing okay.
Good woman. That's what I like to hear. So love to Rita there. Lois, how about you, my dear? Have you had a good week?
Yeah, well, yeah, no, I'm back to doing my shows. I was off all last week, so I'm back. So, in my element, being back with you guys.
By my word, it's good to have you back as well. So that's good. So we're going to try and see if we can make this week a bit better for you anyway. And now up to the lovely Viv, the maternal link to the rest of the channel. How are you, Viv? Have you had a good week?
Bless her, she's not been
Wayne.
Great. Have you, low? Bless her, she's had a bad back.
You're waiting, Scott.
She has had a bad back.
Bless her.
I feel what in my body and that. But I'm back with you.
And it's lovely to have you back. Can I just stop this loving for 1 minute, because Scott Matthewson, that's confused me. Evening, folks. Sorry I'm late. Was washing car with mum-in-law's toothbrush, but don't tell her.
I know, I love.
Is that before or after?
It's all right, Coffee. I'm going to tell her. Hi, Blair.
Hi, Blair. Hope you're good.
Yeah.
Love you too, Rita.
Oh, sure, she loves you, but not me.
Well, you live with her. My wife doesn't love me, but she loves everybody else. Right. So, Viv, what were you saying?
Yeah,
was
just sorting myself out, basically, podcasting, working like a dog at work, busy times, and just work. But I need to say, we got some birthdays coming up this week.
Happy birthday, Junior. Yeah.
So we'll most probably do this again tomorrow, but I need to do some shout outs. The birthdays are Rob Demarest. It is his birthday this week.
Rob.
And Joe Bell. His birthday is this week as well.
Happy birthday, Joe.
And also to Raj Kundi, not that she'd watch, but Raj Alawalia, sorry. She it's her birthday too.
Happy birthday, Raj!
Anybody having a birthday?
Happy birthday, everyone.
September's a busy time for birthdays.
It is. It's in your house by the sound of it.
Oh, God, this-
Right.
Well,
So I'm
Rob
gonna
Demarest
start.
is not in my house. Let me just get that.
I thought you'd adopted him there for one moment, Viv. Right, so let me have a look. Oh, Irene's got something she's put up there. I don't do any research about where I'm going on FaceTime about a haunted place, but I do research my paranormal partner on our group Anubis Paranormal Japan chapter, because my Google is set up differently because it has more Japanese content than the Google America. Fair enough. Lois with the abuse already, so Scott.
Oh, wait.
Dan, so hi, what do you have? A resale? Nettie in the house.
Hey, Scott, your birthday's every year.
It's every year, whether you like it or not.
He's just turned 70. Happy
Good evening,
70th.
Sir William. I hope you're doing well, sir. I
One
hope
year
you're well
closer
and
to
you're your
death.
wife perfectly.
Hi, Mr. Southey. Okay.
Oh, that's a lot going on there, isn't it? A lot expensive.
Oh,
Right, Viv, give us your feelings and your perspectives on research.
Okay. So I have lots of perspectives. It's from how you look at it. So as a paranormal investigator, you belong to a team. People need to research the area or the building that you are investigating. How would you know where to look for the haunting? It also depends on what type of haunting. There are too many out there that have no idea what they're going in search of. A residual haunting will not speak to you. You will not get an EVP and you will not get any interaction. They won't even notice you. You need to research the date, the time, the weather conditions, how it happens, what you're likely to see, where you actually need to be to get a good view of it. So without that kind of research, you are wasting your time before you even step your foot out of the door when you get there. You also have within the building, the fabric of the building, if you have mediums, if they're a good medium and worth their money, they will pick up. If they don't research, which a lot of them don't, they don't need to. They are told about the haunting. If it is a residual haunting or something that's been blasted into the walls of the building, not an actual haunting as such, it could be an argument, a fight, a bicker, neighbours warring with it. It could be anything, right? They need to be touching the fabric of the wall, psychometry. So you're doing psychometry on the building, which also helps the researchers, the investigators, or the people that own the building that are seeing this thing being replayed over and over and over and over. So research in that respect is paramount. Even with groups, a group of mediums might go and do some investigating in a building that they've never been before. The one running the group or heading that investigation, medium, needs to have done a lot of work beforehand with their own guides, their own protector guides, their own researcher guides. But it depends on what you're working with. They need to do the work, and also the protection of those that are working on a spiritual level. Yes, they should be responsible for their own protection and well-being when they're out doing that. But the one running the group, or the leader of the circle or the group, or whatever you want to call it, they have a duty of care to also make sure that those other mediums from all sorts of walks of life at different varying levels, some might be at the top of their game, some might be just learning, some might be in the middle somewhere, they all need protection. And as the group leader, you need to be responsible. Therefore, research on the spiritual level and on the physical level is important in every sense of the word. Yeah, as Williams just said, education, education, education.
Mm.
Okay. But with that being said, there are varying forms of research. When you do a private investigation, the investigators need to be looking at the house, the building. When was it built? Who built it? What is it built on? What was there before that building in this country? What was there before that building? Was there any fires? Did anyone die? Has anything been reported? Can the council or can the local, I say library, it's not a library that holds all the information. You have to go to the main big library hub that has all, that has all the parish records even. You have to do all of that, because if you haven't got all of that information, sometimes we can skip it. But if you haven't got all that information, you're not given a full and proper account of what previously went on in that house. Fact, right? Medium, when they come in, what are they feeling? Have they, no one should be speaking to anyone. What are they feeling? What are they seeing? How are they feeling it? How are they getting that information? Are they working with the guides? Is it friendly, or do you not understand it? Because when they say it's negative, I don't take that. It's, do you understand it? If you don't understand it, you're going to feel it as negative.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah,
So there is that side of it that goes on. Has the investigators spoken to the individuals? Are they on medication? Medication can affect a person with their feelings, their insights, their dream state, what they think is real is not real, because I'm not saying they're hallucinating it, but it can take you to a place where you shouldn't be going on a normal day, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Are they taking more sinister drugs? Are they taking drugs on the black market? Are they on cocaine? Do they smoke weed? Are they on ice? Is somebody in their family taking this that they know of? Are they having marital problems or disputes? Are the children in a good, healthy state? This is all information that should be collected before you go into somebody's house and start poking around. Now, I'm on my high horse here. I'm on a roll, Dan.
Go for it. While you're on a roll, keep rolling.
When the medium is doing their thing and you're in a private house, can they calm it? Because they can't get rid of it. Anyone that says that they can is rubbish. Right? Can they calm it? What does it want? Is it a spectre? If it is something that's popping in and wants something, what do they want? Can you accommodate it? Can you assist it? Can you help tie up the loose ends? If it's something a little bit naughtier, why is it naughty? Is it targeting one person for a reason? Does that person need help, like in the physical form, the person in the house? Do they need to see a counsellor? Are they grieving? Do you know a grief counsellor? Can you put them in contact with someone or recommend someone? There is so much, and all this comes under the research umbrella. Weather conditions. How many people use an anomaly? Oh God, pronounce that for me, Dan.
An anemometer. Yeah.
One of them.
Nobody. You don't see
one
it anymore.
Of them. Data loggers. Does anyone use them anymore? Do you understand
data
loggers?
Most important thing.
Yeah, should.
And as you say, time and time again, baseline tests. Nobody's doing them anymore. You can do baseline tests outside because weather conditions change like that. Nobody does any of that anymore. And this all comes under the research thing. You jot it down, you make your notes. Somebody sitting there with a pen and a piece of paper. What do they see? What do they feel? Yeah. Part of your research, because if you're going back to these places over and over again, you need to collate all this information to be able to look at them, examine them, and compare them. Yeah. Dan and I have gone to places time and time and time again for years, and each time we've got something different.
See.
So, yeah, it's. I'm seeing Williams.
It's true, though.
It's true.
It's true.
Carbon monoxide poisoning. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
and high
exactly.
EMF and everything else.
Do people know what an EMF is? What is it? What is the differences
I don't think
between
the basics, and that's
the difference in EMFs? Because there is a lot of there's more than one EMF. Do they know the differences? How does it travel? You know, they don't even look at their equipment. Do they research their equipment? How does it work? What does it run off? What are the false positives? Do they actually know what it's made of or what it's supposed to do? You know, again, I know like Eric's built some equipment and I understand that and how that works. But yeah, you know, as a lot of people buy something because they like the look of it. It's the latest flashy gizmo. They don't know how it works. They don't know what it means. They've never taken it apart. They've not looked inside it. They've not tested it. You know, it's. I could go on forever, but
and that's unfortunately how falling his money is easily parted.
Yeah, but that is what, for me, it's not just we're researching in the field. It's researching yourself. It's researching your equipment. It's researching the paranormal. What is it? You know, a lot of people go on a ghost hunt. They won't even understand what actually is paranormal. How many types of haunting is there? How many types of haunting is there? They couldn't tell you.
They also look at haunting from one perspective in the sense that not a case that, well, it's kind of one jacket fits all. Rather than looking beyond that and thinking what else could be causing that. Is it a haunting in the actual way that we know it? Or that we're experiencing it? Or is it something else that is causing us to experience that activity? I think you're right. And I think the thing that annoys me is I like to go on an investigation and I like to go and have a chat with people about where the activity's been, what they've experienced and what they haven't. So I like to turn around and say, for example, well, if you go in that room, all we've really had in there is noises. If you go in that room, we've had like visual. If you go in that room, we've had whatever touch. So then you can put equipment that is relevant to those experiences in each room. So you can tailor your investigation. Yeah, it might change. There might be other stuff going on. I think that's the best guess for a hit.
Dean has made a really good point here, right? And it's not just on a medium level. I'm going to show his comment here.
Dean, Dawn.
Dawn, sorry, Dawn. Wrong glasses. Dawn, she makes a really good point because she's saying, I'm a medium and what you say every time, always look at the bigger picture. So when it comes to paranormal mediumship, that is spot on. You should be looking at the bigger picture. If somebody is saying, I feel this and I feel that and I feel, guaranteed 100% that person's lying. Because if a medium is a medium, they will be able to work on a level and give you more information. If a sensitive, or what you call these empaths, they feel. So, you know, there's a big difference between the two. I mean, I've been on many investigations and seen mediums speak and then black smoke coming out of their mouth. And to me, that's a sign of lying. It's an ego thing. I don't think they mean to. I think they get wrapped up in it. They think that that's their job, that they should be doing that. No, it's not. Your main focus on any investigation, any good medium, will be protecting the living. It's the living that is important. You should be going out to disprove, to prove there is nothing there, not the other way around. People get it so wrong. Yeah.
I think the thing is, I think that you're right. I think it's. I'm getting to the point now where, not with us, but I get to the point now where I don't want to go out investigations with other people because it doesn't meet my criteria. My perspectives have changed entirely, and I think I'm looking at it from a different angle now. And I know that you, Viv, I know that you are like me, and you're open to all suggestions and ideas. And that's how you formulate and get an answer, I'm sure, at the end of the day. But these spiritual activity and what have you, I'm not going to get into it, but I don't think it's what we perceive it to be.
Can I
just go on? Yeah, go on.
A sec and just my son's calling, so I'll be back in a sec. You carry on.
Yeah, no
guys.
problem. So yeah, I don't think. Go on. Sorry, Lo.
No, you're fine.
No, you're right.
I've seen a couple of comments, right, and if Wayne and Mark talking about only one person doing research, I totally agree with that because I've been in a situation where I've been a researcher and somebody else came on board and they were a researcher, and it just turned into a total and utter car crash because you're getting. I might look at credible sources, and that person might look at credible sources, and sometimes it's two different stories contrary. So that's where the car crash, where you've got to say to yourself, have one researcher, have that person that's right into research, knows where to look, because when I did research, I found it really, really difficult. Like, I didn't have a clue I was going on in it, and some of the places that I was typing in, you wouldn't get the information. What I really did like about one of the places, though, and I really, really did like it, was my first ever investigation. And for the life of me, I couldn't find anything on the net about it. Hey, Wes!
Hi, Wes.
Hey, Mark! And so at the hotel that we went to, this gentleman, the manager, came out with this book, and he handed me the book. Oh, I'll stop because there's Chantel in the house.
Oh, Chantel, I didn't see you. You blended into the back, but you aren't no wallflower. You're the most beautiful thing ever. You're a hot. There you go.
Hey, I can say one thing. At least your voice isn't terrible. So
It's not good though.
well,
Actually,
not
I just want to address something here. I also like a bit of the rubbing as well, Mark. Thank you very much.
bad.
Oh, wow. This conversation's gone sideways.
I know. Mark's in the house and I'm in the house. It's going to end up bad. Wayne's
God.
going to end up bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hate
yeah.
their faces.
Yeah. Hi, Bill.
Hey, boys.
But
There's not enough research done around that. Honestly, I think we should do it, Dan. 5G, let's
the thing-
research it.
I think
Yeah,
I think that the thing with the I wonder if these are put there to open up your perception.
Yeah. Totally agree, Mark. I totally agree. Mark, Scott, even.
Hi, Jacqueline.
Howdy, Jacqueline.
Hey, Jacqueline. Cause
No, it's carry on with what you were saying.
I
Go,
can't
love.
even remember. The manager, the hotel manager, he brought out the book, the history, and reading it, it was all really interesting. It really, really was interesting. But I thought that's really good that a place like that has that sort of information, because no many places that I've been to have got like things like that or do know the actual history themselves. So it was really, really good for that perspective. The problem is you get a lot of people that'll turn around and they'll mock because they're like, but you know all the information when you go there. Well, no, everybody researches.
Yeah.
Is there but yes, I've heard. I agree with you guys on what you're saying. You can do a lot more damage than what you do good. Especially if especially when it comes to private investigating and house investigating, because again, I think all the checks really should be done.
Lazy Bones Parker's in the house.
Hey,
He's not very well. He got to the door. I cannot pick up my off. Well, so we going to bed with his teddy.
yeah, does he
That-
have a
that-
headache or a hangover though? That's the difference.
He got to the door, teddy bear.
you need to stop being a fucking pansy and come on.
Say it how it is, Lo. It's brilliant.
That's it. Bye, miss.
I'm going backwards with these comments, by the way.
Yeah, she does.
I was going to say,
Moonwalk in the
it's like-
comments, Viv.
Moonwalk.
it's like deja vu.
Just in case we missed any, you know.
Aye,
Eric's
definitely.
Mm.
Definitely
Lois,
win.
Lois, you carry on with your talk.
I was done, but I was
What
just
about you,
like,
Eric? What are your perceptions?
Well, see, when I do research, I look at every single page I can find until it's totally exhausted. You know, I can't find any more pages for the subject on, and I just love doing research.
It is interesting. The research is a big part of the interesting part of the investigation.
Yeah.
I think.
And I'm mostly, you know, I'm way past the point of, that's another reason why I want to come over to UK and investigate, because there's places I've never been before, and I want to go and see what I get just by going. You know what I mean?
I actually find, see, compared to like UK, I find I'm.
Yeah, you know why I call him Scotty though? Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah.
Oh, Scotty.
I find with America that you get a lot more information, but their webs are quite open. Even the AI is great.
I don't think
Yeah.
there's been a lot of research about this AI thing, and somebody spent, what was it? They fed information into a computer, everything paranormal and ghost and UFO and cryptid and everything related over a period of years, and then asked it a question, and it wasn't what people thought it was.
No.
I don't think it has anything to do with it. So.
No, I don't think it does. I think I put myself in this position as well. I think I've been barking up the wrong tree for quite some time. And it's only this past year or so, a couple of years maybe, that I've started thinking outside the box.
What is that?
Tizer!
Tizer.
Great, William.
Woohoo! She's pushing the
I
boat
agree
out.
with that completely.
So there are those out there that do some really serious, and they're pushing the boundaries of the paranormal, and their work doesn't come out just overnight. And we know someone that worked for 6 years, 6 whole years with a scientist to prove spirit touch.
Yep.
That's one in how many?
Well, yeah. I think you've answered the question yourself there, Viv.
Just one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That sounds interesting. Tizer. Fuck
Do you know
you,
what?
you
Low,
fucking
I never heard of it. So.
you can tell it's Tizer when your eyes are shut. Very ethnic.
Here we have the sweaty sock, that's Ronnie Clamp-Jock, in their own environment drinking Tizer as a substitute for Iron Brew.
Thank you very much, David. You prick.
You will see that she will beat her chest and wank somebody off for a bottle of Tizer.
man, there's juice.
Hoots, Mum.
About this hoose.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Always
nice.
the way, Chantel. Always the way.
So Dan, come on, what do you think about all this research? Come on. What's your...
Maybe
I think we need to look. Oh, I don't know. I've got very confused lately because I'm getting there. I'm getting the threads together, and I'm getting the ends of them now. But my whole perspective, as I said to you, has changed. So my idea of research is not necessarily the research that I've done before. I need to be going down a different avenue. So I need to be doing research. My research needs to be done. See you later, Dawn. Hi, Naomi. My research needs to be done in the way of wavelengths, vibrations, sound, and things like that. And I think my research needs to be done more in the more in a sense of not just vibrational fields, but also dimensional shifts. And I think that's where my research needs to go.
Well, that's getting into quantum physics right there. So
it's quantum physics. It's quantum physics, and it's that. I think that's. I've always said, even before I went down this route, that you'll always find the answer will be found, or answers will be found, but they'll be found in quantum. They'll be found in physics. That's it.
Mhm.
And I think that's where your answer lies. I am always confused, Rita. Always confused.
See that? So
Oh, vibration.
Yeah.
Yes, we take
It's in
it.
the
that's all
freezer.
I
'Cause
do.
it's in the
I
freezer.
do love a good vibration.
I tell you.
It's a bit warm today, so he's cooling it down.
I once found a vibration frequency that matched a tree, and that was amazing to see because then the tree starts vibrating all on its own.
Everything vibrates, and I'm gonna have a word with you later, Eric, because I'm gonna have a word with you about a piece of equipment. I want you to suggest to me what you think I should be using for experiments, because there's experiments I want to take Viv with me, and I want to do certain experiments, and it's going to be somewhere. It's going to be ancient,
Yeah.
so we're going to go there, and we're going to probably have to camp. I would think.
I suggest this size.
So yeah, I think we need to be. Yeah, consciousness. Exactly it, Mark. Exactly it, and that's what I think. Consciousness is to do with the vibrations, and I think it's all to do with it. It's all part and parcel of it. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, apart from Dan.
Well, I've done Dan camping. Who, mate?
Apart from Dan, how many know about dark matter?
It's a shit thing.
Yeah. Right. So dark matter. I remember there was a conversation with oh God, what was his name? That scientist in the wheelchair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was talking
Professor
about
Hawking.
Stephen Hawking. Yep, Stephen
yeah.
Hawking.
So he talks about dark matter, and also Brian, that other one, he started talking about dark matter, and these scientists are trying to gather more information and more study into dark matter. Now, dark matter is all around us. It's in your house, it's in your home, it's in your car, it's outside, it's inside, it's everywhere. And not enough information is known about dark matter.
Well,
now,
because somebody just discovered it a few years ago, and then they were looking at what the properties of it was, and the atoms and everything else, and it was really interesting start.
It's maybe some dangerous stuff, isn't it? If they can't stabilize it, because that's
time travel and wormholes. Hawkins was talking about that, linked in with this dark matter. Time travel is possible, but the wormholes are so small that a human couldn't do it easily. And there was more study that needed to be done about the wormholes and the possibility of time travel. This is all high-end scientific PhD philosophers, way above my pay grade. I wouldn't understand any of it, but it doesn't hurt picking up a book, reading, learning, understand, or even watching say YouTube videos. You need to watch the right people. Forget your TikToks, forget all of that. I need to be on TikTok, I need to be watching this and it's not. People are looking in the wrong places. I mean, the guys that do it as a hobby, just go out, do a bit of investigating, they're never going to research. They're never gonna want to know more. They're never gonna want to give out information that it's just like, oh, this, look at me, look at me, look at me. But those that are seriously into it, that do their proper, I mean, Dan's got them, I've got them. I mean, mine are all on DVD. All the library over the years has all been saved down, and I've got so much stuff to look at even now on this computer, and to save down and look at and re-look at stuff and compare and know what I'm looking at, and using the right software to do this, that, and the other. Because I've got a new computer now, the software's not on it, needs to be downloaded. But yeah, it's research. I think is imperative. You cannot take a medium's word as gospel unless you're having a private reading and it's for the individual. And then you've got to be careful, because there's things like reading chords. People don't even understand about any of that. Cold reading, you can't take that as gospel. There needs to be someone to go back and research and prove that medium's correct. Prove it.
I think there might be a way, and it's only a thought, and I don't know if I'm probably way off the mark, but I've been thinking about it. I think there might be a way to align yourself with the vibrational pull of something, and to open up a rift.
Ooh.
It's just a thought.
There is.
It's a thought I've got.
There is.
I've been I think I'm in an hour on how to do it as and when you want. You have to be at the right place. You have to get the right vibration, and you have to align with the right vibration.
Jan, I'll
Once
tell
you've
you.
done that, you can open a rift. I think. Just a guess.
I'm telling you, you can, but it's very, very, very dangerous.
It is dangerous. It is dangerous, but I think it can be done.
I mean,
And
when
I
I was
wouldn't be
sitting,
surprised. Sorry, Lo. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what the Hadron Collider have been doing. I think it was mentioned a minute ago. I think it was Sarah, wasn't it?
Sarah,
Sarah
something
Louise.
Sarah mentioned.
Yeah.
I think that's what they've been doing, whether intentionally or not. I think that's what they've been doing.
Yep.
Sorry, Lois.
No, it's fine. I was just going to say, when I had Dr. Cal Cooper on, he made me to think about a lot, actually, when he was talking. He was a really interesting guy, and I was taking in a lot of what he was saying. And it was a good show. He is a very knowledgeable guy.
He is. He's amazing. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, we
Thank you, William.
me and Dan sat on a few of his talks, didn't we? We went and had a look at his talk. Very, very interesting what he had to say.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you now, from a personal point of view, right? If you want to learn about what's really going on out there, and this is my opinion, you don't have to take my word for it. I would completely forget about watching YouTube channels that follow ghosts.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wouldn't bother with the ghost hunting channels anymore. I really wouldn't bother, because all you're going to get out of that is the usual shit, and it's going to go nowhere.
Mm-hmm. See, to be honest, if you really, really want to go down that line, forget the ghost shows. Fuck every ghost show there is.
Oh, they're
You're
all
going to
crap.
learn fuck all, but you're going to not learn anything for that either.
No.
You're not going to learn anything
No,
for
it's all, you're right. It's all
watching.
crap.
You
You're
know
right.
what? It's
You know,
just,
and with all of this, like with the paranormal, there is something that we are also forgetting, and that is we need to be looking at the human race. We need to be looking at our past, right? So faith. I'm gonna talk about the taboo because it's all still part of your research. Faith, okay? Have you got faith?
Mm.
No matter what it is, you can worship this if you wanted to.
Mhm.
As long as you believed in that, that's your faith. It doesn't matter what your faith is, the different faith pathways. Go back as far as you possibly can, to the dawn of civilization. Where did we come from? What did we do? What did we build? What does all this hieroglyphs mean?
Are you not doing that?
Yeah.
You know, should we be looking up there? Should we be looking down here? What does this mean? Like, nobody is doing that.
No.
Absolutely nobody.
Do you know what? The one thing I've learned about religion, and I've learned about texts, whether they be Hebrew, whether they be Christian, whether they be whatever, I don't care what they are. The one thing, the essence is fine, but there's been an awful lot of literature buggered about within those texts.
Mm.
And of course, those texts, a lot of them, not only that, but they're ancient. So they're taken out of context. So certain things that we perceive to mean something entirely different.
Yeah.
So the way that we look at these texts, and the way these certain books also that have been, you don't want to go near that, that's a negative book, may not be a negative
read
book
it.
at all.
If that's the book that you've been told to stay
May
away from,
not-
that's the
yeah.
book you should read.
Yeah.
There's also this thing where people follow people blindly. I know William's going to love this one. People follow people blindly. Oh, there's a haunted reported here. There's this famous one in London. Let's go and investigate that. Now, this famous one I'm talking about is the ghost that shot itself, right? Or the ghost that got shot. If you did your research and you went back and studied it carefully, you would find that ghost story covered up a murder.
Mm.
There was no ghost there to start with. It was a murder, plain and simple. Somebody pulled out a gun, shot them, and they blamed the ghost. The ghost shot somebody, and all that. It's ridiculous. And yet today, you'll still see people go to this place to go and investigate the ghost. There was no ghost. It was used to cover up a murder. I'm not going to mention the place in London because it doesn't even work. It's not worth credence. And yet, yeah, people see, oh, ghost, this place, London's haunted. Yeah, let's go investigate there.
Yeah.
It was a murder. It's
Another
nothing to do
one,
with the ghost.
which was done in I think it was done in the 17th century, was the ghost of Cock Lane, which turned out to be a load of bollocks.
Yeah.
But people are still grifting on it as though it was an actual haunting, and it's not. It wasn't. Never was.
No.
Yes, William. I think she should have one that covers her head.
I totally agree with Dan. But no, I've heard a few stories about places, and I've just been like really cross-eyed. I mean, the best one I've ever seen watching it live was when certain people went up the road and did the what was a boys' school up the road for me, and they were like doing the whole history, talking about the place and the bullshit that I was sitting there going, lies, 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 and more lies. Because they were making it this is where people were abused and the boys were battered and it was this and it was that, and you're just sitting there thinking it's all lies. But yet people that's following them will believe that's exactly what this place is because they don't think about doing their own research.
No, you're right. You're right. How many times have you done an investigation? I did one at the Ragged School in London, which was a Victorian school for poor children. And all they got there all night was ghosts of children. Not mentioning that was bombed during the Second World War and people were killed near it. Not mentioning any of the history from the Second World War or anything else, just concentrating on it because it was a Victorian school.
Yeah.
It's like, no, no, just no. No. I've given up with the ghost hunting and stuff now. I've just completely, I take no notice of them. It's full of shit. It's full of arses, and there are great people out there still researching it. And I'm not saying don't research it if that's what you want to do. By all means, do that. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying that this is the route I'm taking now.
I mean, if I'm really honest, most of I do very far in between investigations anywhere. If I'm really honest, I'm 90% podcaster more than I'm investigator. And I'm going down the route of, as I said, between like working with you guys, having my own shows a day, shows with Scott now as well. So all the time I'm just podcasting, and I thought, would I ever miss investigations? And sometimes I have that wee twangy, I do miss an investigation, but then I'm like, other times I say to myself, I'm not really missing anything.
I think
probably the company and the show aspect.
It's the people, isn't it? It's the friends you miss. But for the investigation itself, I got to the point with me and Viv, and we didn't have, and Viv had to pull me at one side and get me straight again because I got to the point where I wasn't getting anything from it, and it was like, what am I doing? And I was getting angry with it because it was like, why am I'm bashing my head against the wall here, and I'm not achieving anything, and it's the same old crap over and over and over again. It was Albert Einstein, wasn't it, who turned around and said, the true definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
Yeah.
And you know, and it's true. It's true. You know, I still enjoy going out with people and doing investigations, but the investigations I've taken quite lightly because I think that the research for me lays in vibrational fields and it lays in dimensional shifts.
We've had some experience, haven't we, Dan? When there's just been
we have.
I think you talk about vibrations. I think it's because of the vibrations from me and you when they come together. It's doing something. What we don't know, because we've had this conversation so many times. Put a third person in the mix. Nothing. When it's just me and Dan, all hell breaks loose.
Yep.
Dan's like has a job to calm me down. It's like, oh, I can't go here with Dan because it's all going to kick off, and I have to spend a day or two to prepare myself to go because I know something's going to happen, not necessarily nice. But yeah.
But I think you still got, and I think, see if we took to get research for 5 minutes, and actually looked at what the main component is. To have that activity, you've got to have a good bond with who you're going out with. You and
Yeah.
Dan are like the duo, the dynamic duo, right? So you will have great results. I found that when I was in a team once, my first ever team, and as you say, guys, it just takes that one person to bring the vibrations down. And we'd obviously had this Russian catch up, Mark.
It was Big Cock Lane, it was, Chantel.
It was a big cock.
Big
Cock
Cock
Lane.
Lane. They make cheese and stuff around there at the top of it.
But see, I just go ahead.
I
seem to have this
cottage cheese.
I seem to have this unique ability to have people see something different through my eyes when I'm with them. Like when I go see over there and I see something cool and I want to touch it, I want to climb it, I want to play, I want to play in it. And it just everybody's like, "Oh yeah, now I see what you're talking about."
Exactly.
It's all right, Scott. He doesn't understand. He's baldy like you. He just doesn't get it.
Yeah. And I had something to say about a haggis. Not everybody in America believes that haggis is a little hairy rodent. So
there's a lot to be said for that, Charles.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be said for that.
To see
I'm
such
not as bad as Dan. No,
but I think that you're talking about vibrations. If you go on vibrations, I think for some reason the two of you together create that kind of vibration that draws in that activity.
Do you know what shall we have a coffee now, Viv? Yeah. So I'm pouring a coffee, and unbeknownst to us, shit's happening behind us. Yeah. Cameras are on, but shit's happening behind us. We can't even hear it. We're too busy having a coffee.
Guys, if you ever watched this is totally off topic, but this is a point, right? You guys ever seen Britain's Got Talent when the guy came on and he had Ant and Dec who've been friends for 40 years or something, and they did that test where he touched Ant. No, sorry, he touched Ant, and he told, obviously, to oh wow. So he touched his Ant, and he obviously asked how many fingers he touched them with, and both him and Dec raised their hand with 3, and that was how connected they two were. And
I can't stand it too often. They're a pair of dicks.
So is that back manly? But don't tell him I said that.
I know what she's talking about. I've seen that before. They blindfold
Hey,
both
Donna.
people, touch one guy on one shoulder, the other guy raises his hand, on that side. So
it's crazy. I would love to see you two do that. It's disgusting, Scott. It's abuse, mate. I tell you what. Look
exactly, Mark. Exactly. Now you can piss off.
Yeah.
Something
can't be unseen.
But I can tell the people that I'm drawn to automatically. Like, I'll tell you a secret. I'm drawn to Mark just because of his personality and stuff, really, really tightly. And plus, he's interested in the same stuff I am. So,
Shall I tell you a secret about Mark for the world to know? He's just as much as a retard like Dan is. They're both retards together.
And Wayne's one as well.
You don't want to get all 3 of us together, then it'll be like the 3 Stooges then.
If you look at me and Mark and Wayne, we've got a bus and all the windows have got licks on them. And when we go out for the day, we have to wear special helmets.
Yep.
Oh my god. Wayne.
We got me and Wayne and Mark, we've got the short bus.
Yeah, yep. And stick down at the back because it can't be trusted.
I'll probably drive it. Yeah, very much.
You need to get used to booster seats.
Oh, dear. I'm not part of that gang, Far too refined.
You're the leader.
No, you're between you and Mark. You and Mark.
What was
the best.
there was a film years ago. I can't think what it was. It was what's his name was in it? Michael Keaton, and they were in a mental hospital, an asylum. Well, it was a mental
Oh, I
hospital.
know. There's one who flew over the cuckoo's nest.
No, not that one. It was
No?
freaking hilarious. And they tried to escape, and they got off the bus or something, and then they get by the side of the bus. They wouldn't be noticed. They had a big cardboard box and had it on their head, and it was 4 of them just running past.
Yeah, that's definitely the.
What's it called? Oh, I don't know. It was back in the 80s. It was bloody hilarious. Actually, I'm going to have to see if I can dig that out and find it and watch it. It was bloody funny.
But you.
Hey, Duslin. Hey, Ipsy Dipsy Lollapoo.
Who's Tinky Winky then? Carries a handbag. That'd be
Mark.
me. I've got a big handbag. Can never find anything in it. It's got too much stuff in it.
I don't wash a lot, so I'm stinky dinky.
No, Stinky Winky.
Dan's crayons. I like eating crayons.
Oh my god!
It's good because then you can colour in with your ass.
If you think it, I can't live with my baldness.
It's true, Scott. Us baldies need to stick together.
You get blacked up, Dan.
We can't got to watch it.
There's been a murder.
Same with Scott's put. There you go. I rest my case, Wayne. I rest my case.
Oh,
I
my
like
lord.
like strawberry flavour.
I'm going to try that. Let's all do that.
Exactly, Mark.
Jealousy with me, baldy.
We're all going bald.
No, Scott. Scott is baldy because he is the baldy man.
Hmm.
If you don't know what
Merely
the baldy
come-
man is,
It is
you
indeed the dream team, Lois.
have to watch the baldy man on YouTube to know
Jeffrey.
who the baldy man is.
Oh, that was
That
brilliant.
was-
That.
That was
That's what-
brilliant.
He also smokes Hamlet cigars. So if you put Hamlet cigar, the baldy man. that's
Didn't he
Scott.
go into like one of those old passport photo machines?
Yeah.
Trying to comb his hair, and every time it flicked off,
I love that advert. One of the best ones ever made. Honestly, brilliant.
That was hilarious. Loved it.
It's
I love
just
Gregor
his little
Fisher.
face. It's just his little face at the end where he's just sitting there smoking. It's like
he's bloody.
brilliant.
He's a really good actor. He's a top actor, that fella.
He's a good actor,
Yeah.
actually.
He's really brilliant, Gregor Fisher. He was in another. Comedy that I got on my friend. I've had some.
There's a bit of a what's it called? Man crush going on between Scott and.
Top great.
Hell, buddy.
They used to do, they used to do. Yeah, it was. Didn't McDonald's do a Halloween burger that was green or black or something?
I don't know. I've never seen one.
If you go
I
to
think
the
it's one over
Jurassic
here.
Cafe, you can
Actually,
have
there's
a
a
blue
Rabbit
burger.
Burger King. Well, I'm
Jurassic Cafe, if you go there, you can have a blue burger, but it doesn't turn your poo blue. In fact, it doesn't turn your poo anything.
Get my puss out. Yep.
I'll say more than that.
Oh,
No, that might have been it. That might have been it.
Yeah. So we're coming up to the end of the show, but
Uh-oh.
more importantly, what we haven't done is
Dum.
Dun 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 dun
we
dun.
are all doomed next week. Do you know what? I haven't picked one out, so I'm going to pick one out. Do you
Okay.
think?
Go for it.
Go for it, love.
I'll go right.
Go
at
for
the
it, Viv.
bottom.
Go for it.
Get a right good push.
This one.
Right,
This
right.
one. This is the one. This is the one we're all going to get excited about.
Where we go?
Body parts used for medicine.
Hey, that's cool.
Oh, interesting.
That's the one we
What do
could
they
put in
call
there.
that? They call that
body parts.
It's got a special name, hasn't it?
I forget what it is, but I know.
I'll look it up for next week. But that's what we're going to be talking about. Body parts used for medicine.
Interesting.
Interesting, definitely.
Interesting.
Interesting. So,
What I'm looking at, what they put in the chats, Viv?
Huh?
Oh, where did you get to? Oh, Scott was free after tonight's show.
Yeah, he's free.
Him and Mark are up at the bunny business.
There's a big bromance going on there between them
Do you
two.
remember I'm free, Captain Peacock? Remember him?
bringing people closer together. Oh, God. Here we go. I've got it down.
A big set laugh out loud. Oh, that's because he said we put our heads together, it looks like cleavage.
Really?
Oh, theft, yeah.
What are you doing?
Maybe. Maybe not.
George.
There's enough to go around.
You're standing by the birds?
There's enough to go around.
Anatomy.
Yes.
So that is what we're talking about next week. I want to quickly remind people tomorrow on the show, Dan and I have the one and only. What's his name, Dan?
Me?
I've forgotten his name.
Hang on.
It's our good friend. We've forgotten his name.
It is Ross.
That's what I was going to say, but
Ross Allison will be joining us, and we may have a guest that might pop in for 5 minutes just to wind Ross up. Ross, if you don't know, is the man behind Parasense, the Naked Experiments. It's
an all-round good guy and one of my favourite people.
yeah.
He's not rude. It's not anything like that. He's an innovator and somebody that drives the paranormal forward. So we will be talking to him about his second documentary that hopefully he's making now, what he's been up to, what he's got, if he's allowed to tell us, planned for the future. And we'll just roast him a little bit with the special guest that might be coming on. So that's what's happening tomorrow on the Simply Spooky channel at 8:00. We'll be going live. I will be also downloading more shows to the YouTube channel. So please watch out for that content. More content coming up soon. We've got new shows that have started. We have the Spiritual Hour on a Sunday night. On a Saturday, we have William's show, which is Metaphysical Insights. On Friday, we have The Frighteners on Friday night. Thursday, we have To the Grave and Back, which is also a very good show. We also have on a Sunday night, for those that stay up late or on Eastern time, we have some of Grizzly Chris's shows, which are always interesting. Yeah. And just a little insight. Oh, I forgot Monday night. We also have the Dark Mirror show, which is always a mad but great show. Don't forget, we have new shows coming to the Simply Spooky Network by Grizzly Chris, so look out for those. They might just pop on. He might advertise it, I don't know. But we also have a new show starting on a Thursday called Elemental Kingdoms, is it, Dan?
Magical Kingdoms.
Magical Kingdoms. Yeah, so lots and lots coming in. Lots to see, lots to do, but definitely have a look at the Things Network too, because they always have great shows on the Things Network. So let's be clear on that. The guys on the Things Network also work bloody hard. And also quickly, Things United Kingdom will be starting off, and we'll be doing an investigation somewhere sometime soon. We're just going to get this sorted out, and all is welcome. So if you want to come see or get involved with Things United Kingdom, just give me a shout and let's talk. But I'm going to leave the last words with the guys as usual. Eric?
Me? Just have a good night. Be safe. Don't open any more interdimensional rifts.
Oh, I forgot Nick, the Nick Files.
Oh yeah, Nick Files.
After us a bit later
And Nick-
on.
I know. I stay up to watch them and then I go to bed.
Lois?
Dan, you're a prick.
I second that.
I love you, dude.
I love you too. Good night, everybody. Take it easy. Tune in
Bye.
tomorrow to see Ross and
Bye.
we love you.